Well, you may have noticed this if you filled up your car today. The national average for a gallon of gasoline jumped 11 cents overnight. It now sits at 3.11 nationally. Meanwhile, here in New Hampshire, it was smaller but still increased 7 cents, now sitting at 2.93 a gallon. Dr. Masood Sami is joining us live now. He is the former chairman of the International Business Department at SNHU, also a former senior economist for the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So, Doctor, it's great to get your expertise this afternoon. We've been seeing gas prices typically start climbing this time of year anyway because there's the seasonal demand, there's the switch over to a summer blend that's going to happen pretty soon. But how is the military conflict with Iran accelerating the price increases we're seeing, especially overnight increases like this?
Yes, because there is a huge amount of risk for the cutoff of the oil from the Persian Gulf area. That's about almost 20 million barrels of crude oil passes through there. 20% of the world oil consumption goes through that area, and that has to pass through a narrow Strait of Hormuz that if it's closed by Iran, there would be major disruption in oil.
Well, and Dr. President Trump is mentioning that the military operation, his view against Iran, he's saying that the current time frame would be at least 4 to 5 weeks, maybe longer. So in your view, when it comes to the oil situation and oil prices for both the barrel and what people pay at the pump, what do you see in the short term, and then what do you see maybe more in the long term?
In the short term, probably we'll see a little bit more increases, but it depends upon the policy. In a sense, we have a strategic petroleum reserve in the United States that's already about 400 million barrels of oil. That would be is a considerable amount that we can use if we need to. We produce a lot of oil domestically, but we still import some. So the strategic petroleum reserve can cover the amount that we importing for a number of weeks. But if it goes more than 4 weeks or 5 weeks, then we will be seeing quite a lot of shortage in the United States in terms of the crude oil and in oil product, including gasoline.
Yeah, so in terms of crude itself, we know the barrel prices obviously are impacted by geopolitics and a myriad of factors. On Sunday, 8 countries that are part of the OPEC Plus oil cartel announced they're going to be boosting production of crude next month by about 206,000 barrels per day. What does that increase signal to you? I know that meeting had happened before the Iran situation started taking place. They had this meeting planned already, but what do you see when it comes to OPEC increasing the number of barrels, and what are the potential effects of that?
Well, if there was no conflict, that would have helped to bring the price down even further, but which was not that high gasoline prices, for example, a few weeks ago. But with this conflict, it depends where they increase the supply. If it comes from the Persian Gulf countries, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Emirates, Qatar, still the oil has to pass through Strait of Hormuz. That is, it's a very narrow waterway that gets the oil tankers to the international market. So if that is closed by any chance, Iran is successful in closing that, then would be a major problem there.
Yeah, we'll all be watching that little strip of waterway very, very closely over these next few weeks. Dr. Masood Sami, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for your expertise this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.